Thank you very much, Chief Whip. Always appreciate your support. Deputy Speaker, productivity is an incredibly important issue. Productivity fundamentally determines the long-run real growth rate in the Australian economy, and more importantly, it determines the long-run change in the standards of living of Australians. So this topic is perhaps one of, if not the most important topic we could be discussing in this House. Unfortunately, Deputy Speaker, the premise of the proposition put by those opposite shows that although productivity is an important issue, it is not one well understood by those opposite. The truth is they don't understand the current productivity issue Australia faces. They don't understand the causes of the current productivity problem, and they have no solutions for how to address those problems in the future. Let's go through each of these in turn. Firstly, the current productivity issue that Australia faces. Now, it is true that labour productivity in Australia has been weak. In fact, in the annual Productivity Bulletin 2024 put out by the Productivity Commission, they describe labour productivity for the whole economy falling by 3.7% in 2022-2023. No question, this is a significant drop. Now, for those opposite, the attribution of that drop, the causes of that drop, are all manner of gripes and grievances that they have. Anything that they can pin on the government's actions to attribute to that drop, they will do. Unfortunately, there's just a disconnect between their rhetoric and the reality. The truth is that all of the things that they accuse the government of doing and producing this productivity fall are not based in fact. And let me read to you the actual facts. This is from the Productivity Commission. They say labour productivity fell because output growth failed to keep pace with a record increase in hours worked. A record increase in hours worked. They go on and they say the decrease in labour productivity was a result of large increases in hours worked for the whole economy and market sector, an increase in hours worked of 6.9%. This increase in hours worked is unprecedented, the Productivity Commission goes on to say. The next highest growth rate on record was 4.3% for the whole economy as far back as 1988. The growth in hours worked outpaced growth in output for the whole economy. So the cause of the current reduction in productivity, according to the Productivity Commission, is the extraordinary performance of the Australian labour market. And that's because those opposite fail to understand how productivity is measured and how it's calculated. It's calculated as the ratio of output to hours worked and other inputs in the economy changing over time. And what the Productivity Commission is telling us is that we have an incredibly strong labour market that has produced an unprecedented boom in hours worked. And the consequence of that boom in hours worked is that productivity has fallen. So, Deputy Speaker, on the first point, the opposition simply fails to understand the cause of the current productivity slump. Secondly, they fail to understand the long-term drivers of productivity. Now, for them to come into this chamber and suggest that Australia has a contemporary productivity problem ignores their own record, which on productivity is frankly nothing less than disastrous. The Productivity Commission in 2024 identified the productivity growth rate for the most recent 5 years, a period covered by their own time in government. Labour productivity over that 5-year period, 2018, 2019 to 2022, 2023, was 0.2%. 0.2% during the time that they were in office. That is around 1/6 of the long-term growth rate of productivity over the preceding 20 years of 1.3%. So, Deputy Speaker, they don't understand the current productivity slump, they don't understand its history, and they have no solutions for its future.